vision for driving institutional growth. Professor Amos spearhead infrastructural projects, enhance academic programs, and foster international collaboration with over 62 publications and extensive research in food security and agricultural transformation. He has supervised numerous cases and consulted for organizations like World Bank. You know, when we're having a team meeting about and we're deliberating about who to bring, because we didn't just want to bring people that didn't have results. We talked about it critically well, and we discovered that Professor Amos is a man of stature in the society. I mean, he has worked for organizations like World Bank and them, you know. So he, like I said, when the speakers are speaking, please, I'd like you to be with your pen and paper. So please, without further ado, help me welcome Professor T. Amos. Thank you. Daddy, over to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, our previous presenter. It's a pleasure being here tonight. I am so delighted to see young men and women doing great things. I'm trying to share my slide now, but that's the next problem I have now. Can anybody talk with me on what to do if I am?
Okay.
I see
okay,
apply visual effects. Is that the right one? Open.
No, sir. The one arrow, the arrow pointing up, present now. When you hover on it, it's going to show present now. The arrow by are you using a laptop?
Yes, I'm using a laptop.
Number 5, the number 5 icon. If you are counting from your left.
1, 2, 3. Turn on the car. No, from my left is showing.
Yes, sir.
Turn off microphone. The next one is turn off camera. The next one is turn off caption.
Sure. Send reaction. Then after send reaction, the next one
okay,
present
now.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Yeah, thanks. Now
so, yes,
I'm almost there.
So it's going to show you
entire screen.
Yeah, entire screen. Then you go down to share.
Yeah, I can see share. Okay.
Your screen is up, sir.
Can you see the presentation now?
Yes, we are seeing recommended for merit, norm and actual. Is that what you want to share, sir?
No. What I want to share is data points.
All right, sir. I think we're going to share from our end. Professor, sir, we're going to share from our end so that we don't put you through all those stress.
No, but it's okay for me if let me see again. Are you seeing it now?
No.
Okay, we already seen your screen, so you just have to open the slide you want to share.
Yes, I've opened the slide and I'm trying to okay, let me close it and see. You are seeing my screen now, right? Are you seeing this?
Yes.
I think the option that Professor chose was the what's it called, the screen. So I close the shared screen and start again with sharing of screen, but choose the entire screen. There are 3 options when you choose on share screen.
Okay, now
close the shared screen, sir.
Okay.
Stop sharing the screen.
Yes.
Then start again to share screen, sir.
Yes, let me start sharing again.
There are 3 options when you choose share screen, sir.
Yes.
There is click on share entire screen, sir.
Okay. Entire screen.
Share entire screen.
Okay.
So that would take you to, that will only present what is currently on the screen of your laptop, sir. You can now, once you choose share entire screen, choose share now, sir.
Just a minute.
No
Now
problem, sir.
let
We are
me
with you,
take
sir.
on. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see your entire screen now, sir. Yes, it's loading. It's
Yes,
coming
we
up.
can see it, sir.
Perfect, sir.
You have seen my presentation?
Yes, sir. We can see your presentation, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay. That's a lecture on data transformation of agricultural sector of Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. We can see it,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Again, thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for the opportunity again to share some little thoughts with everyone. I just pray that I will meet your expectations. Thank you for the little that has been spoken about me. I had to leave a function to come and attend to this. So I will be talking basically on the potentials that are in data analytics in relation to the agricultural sector. And I will only speak briefly because I've been given 25 minutes. I can talk about the agricultural sector from now till whatever time. Some of the challenges are what we have on the screen there. We have the poor land tenure system, the low irrigation problem. The low irrigation problem is such that this country has been underutilizing the potentials of irrigation facility in Nigeria. For instance, I give you two quick ones. There's a project we call the Hadeja River Valley project in Jigawa State. That project is about 21,000 hectares. As at the last time I was there, we have only used less than 7,000 hectares for rain-fed agriculture. We have not even talked of irrigation. There's also another one called Kano River Irrigation Project. That one is less than 14,000. We have also not utilized up to 14%. And I don't see the trend changing. We also, now we are with climate change, we have low technology. One of the problem we have with agriculture is the usage of low technology. For now, we have less than 30% of agricultural GDP depending on high technology. And now, coupled with the fact that there's high cost of almost everything, input in terms of human labor, in terms of technology, in terms of other facilities. Yes, government at different levels have put in some efforts. They have tried to put the READ. READ is something that has to take care of climate change effect. And then we have different other programs. There was one called WAP, West African Agricultural Productivity Program. All are meant to increase productivity. And from the past 4 years, we can see the trend there in terms of our agricultural productivity growth. What we have seen is that agricultural productivity has not grown by more than 1 point. Now, %. Nigeria, and we were trying to make sure that every farmer gets some quantity of cassava stems to plant. In terms of livestock, we have sheep, goats, poultry, and cattle. Now, for the forest is another one. Those of us who travel, are you hearing me, please?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
sir,
can hear you.
Oh, okay,
Yes, sir, we can
okay.
hear you.
Well, for the forestry area, we have deforestations. We have the issue of competition between usage of land for forestry and usage of land for habitation. Most of our land now are being taken over by habitation. Urban area is expanding at a very, very fast rate. And so we don't have timber, good timber now for what we could use as our furniture. And many of the wood too are already being taken for firewood. And so we also, let me quickly talk about the livestock subsector. We have over 73 million goats, 42 million sheep, and all these are contributing less than 6% to the GDP. Of course, I know that the theory of development shows that as the economy is increasing, agriculture contribution to development is decreasing. That's the general trend globally. And so there's no need for us to be afraid. But what we are saying is, of the 249 million people, that 220 million persons that we have to feed in our country, we need to make sure that we maximize our potentials in the area of agriculture. We can never depend on imports for food self-sufficiency. It is not done. There's no country that depends on others for its food importation and hopes to develop. So while we may not be looking at the agriculture as a good sector, we should also understand that it has a big potential for us. The poultry is another important sector. We have seen it there. The fishery sector is also another sector. Now, let's talk about our main topic, the data-driven agriculture. The agricultural data is any type of data that is associated with or useful for farming practices, farm economics, or farm environmental impacts. All those areas need data. And we are talking of micro data, macro data, what we call big data too. We have also the issue of these data that are needed in making policy statements for decisions making at both the small micro economy level or the macroeconomic level. The big data issue is what we use for macroeconomic policy formulation. We have some publications that we have used big data some few years ago. So data-driven agricultural approach is that integrates technology and data analysis into farming practices. Many of the people who are into agriculture do not understand the importance of agricultural data. But then we are here this evening to talk to ourselves on the importance of agricultural data. Sorry. Oh, this thing is going down. Oh, are you hearing me, please?
Yes, sir, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, I'm trying to go to the next.
Yeah.
My laptop is good. Okay, let me just continue from where I've stopped. Oh my. Excuse me, please.
No problem, sir.
Okay. Or can anybody help me to share?
Okay, yes, sir. We can help you to share, sir. But you have to stop sharing first.
Yeah, I try sharing, but it's not going. Okay. Okay. I think we are there now. Can you see me? Don't worry.
Yes, sir, we can see your screen, sir.
Okay. So
Agricultural data collection.
yes, let's quickly talk about agricultural data collection. There are several sources of agricultural data now, and one of them is through remote sensing. Those of you who are in FUTA, we had a demonstration on drones usage for collection of data some 2 years ago, because we were trying to collaborate with some foreign agencies on the use of drones in collecting some data on our campus and outside for research purposes. We also have farm management systems, which can also be a good source of data. I will start by saying here that most of the decisions and policies that we have been making in Nigeria are not based on sound data sources. Many of the data are fraught with errors from the process of collection of the data. If you have a bad data and you use good analytical technique, what you will get will be a faulty result. Most of our data in this country has been based on memory recall. And so we, at this level, can begin to carve a niche for ourselves to get data that are accurate and reliable. Many a times, when you go to the CBN statistics corner, you will see data, but I can bet you many of those data are not as reliable as the one you will get from, say, United Nations, FAO, FAOSAT, or early warning systems of the United States or USAID. Those people, they have better data collection policy and tools. Of course, there are several stakeholders. We have the donors, they are looking for data. We have the government agencies, we have the BDSs, the financial institutions, even private individuals will need data. Now let's quickly move to the benefits of having accurate agricultural data. Number one, it will help for precision agriculture. These days, what we are looking at is precision agriculture, so that we should be able to predict when we should be expecting our rain, if it is crop-based, when we should expect the cessation of rain, and then we will be able to simulate that with the gestation period of the crop we are talking about. It will help us to increase our yields. It will also help us to conserve resources. You will see that sometimes we hear of farmers losing their crops to flooding. The reason is because they did not base their decision to plant, to go into agriculture on sound data collection. And so they, of course, know that the floodplain is good for rice. But if we are told that this year we should be expecting flood, then the farmer should know where and when to plant so that he will not experience flooding. We also have the issue of improved resource management. We will be able to, using good agricultural data, we'll be able to forecast water needs. We'll be able to plan irrigation schemes. We'll be able to manage nutrient applications. In Israel, for instance, you will find out that most of the crops that are any green plants you see in many of the areas in Israel, they are having a pipe to the roots. And that pipe is to deliver precise quantity of water that plant needs. That has been done because they have good data. It also helps us in planning our management of crop, livestock, and other resources. So we'll be able to make informed judgments on the type of crop to select, even monitoring of the crop's health and pest management. You find that now in Akure, you see people are planting all kinds of crops because they feel that we could go all out to plant crops. No, it doesn't work like that. You can only plant based on favorable situations. And so when people don't have accurate data, they will not be able to make informed judgments. And that is why you see some people plant onions at the wrong time. Then they say there is no gain in their production activity because they did not make informed judgments. It also helped in monitoring the health of the crops. So we could detect early signs of disease. We can detect pest infestations and nutrient deficiencies by analyzing images from satellites, from drones, and even field sensors. It also helps us to optimize supply chain by analyzing, demand trend. We'll be able to know when to supply what commodities. Now we are, if there's any of us who is into agriculture, you will find out that the price of DOCs, that is day-old chicks, for broiler meat is at the peak and it's about dropping now. So if you have adequate data, you will know when, therefore, to go into broiler production, because you will be able to juxtapose supply with market trends. The population, like I said, is there. There is no need saying there won't be market. There is market. We have over 200 million people to feed. And these people, they will eat. They will take protein, they will take carbohydrates, and they will take starch. So we do ourselves a lot of good if we are able to get good data. It also helps us to be able to trace whatever we want to trace. Sometimes you see some tomatoes in our market. You don't even know where it's coming from because there is no adequate data. We can also, with good data collection, we can predict weather. We can analyze the climate situation. Sometimes people just get scared, but because they did not have adequate data, so they get scared. Now the rains are going. For a farmer who has adequate data, he will know when to plant. We had a project some years ago. We planted our cassava in November, and everybody was wondering, why did these people go to plant cassava in November? But we had, from our analysis of the data, that year we will still have rains till the end of November. So we planted our cassava 2nd of November. And so those cassava germinated. By December, they were looking green. And the whole field was, weedless because we had already entered the dry season. Don't forget that cassava is very tolerant to even poor soils. We will also be able to help ourselves on genetic research and crop breeding. The issue I've mentioned before is market intelligence and value chain integration. When we get good data, we'll be able to do sufficient market intelligence. I am trying to see when we will begin to give market information to people. And that is a big business too, to get market information out to customers there, to stakeholders out there. We need data for that. So like we just, maybe to recap on the remote sensing, we'll be able to monitor, we'll be able to look at basically all the parameters, whether it has to do with crop or livestock, even our field, whatever it is, all are aimed at enhancing our efficiency in terms of resource utilization, productivity, and sustainability. Many of the farms are closing up now. Why? Because there is no enhanced resource utilization and productivity is down. So basically, those are the things that I want to share with us and encourage us to look into how we can use the little energy we have in collecting data to help our country. It's not only to help us. If you are looking at this in terms of making your own personal gain, you will not be able to survive. But if you are looking at contributing your quota to the development of human resource, I think this area of agricultural data is another potential area for anybody to make a lot of impact. Gentlemen, I want to stop here and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I hope that I'll be able to, in a little way, meet your expectation. And if I have not, I'm very, very sorry. Maybe at another time we'll be able to talk better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much. Please, I just want everybody to use the reaction button to say thank you very much. So I must say that, you know, I mean, I'm flabbergasted because I'm flabbergasted. I'm short of words, and you know, I'm worried. So those three things, because you said something. You said there is not enough data for us as Nigerians, and then you said even the United Nations have more data than us. So it means that they can predict whatever will happen in our agricultural sector than us. So recently something happened. I'm not sure who said it. Was it the CBN governor, Minister of Agriculture? I cannot categorically say who said it. He said that, and I quote, that the farmers in the north deceived us. He said they said there was going to be food. And as a data analyst, I almost wept. So that statement meant something. It meant that there is not enough data to be able to, for us to take the right decision at the right time, so that the hunger strike we had at that time wouldn't affect everybody. There was a time in the country where a lot of us know that what's the right word? Is it strand or what's the right word now? 4 balls of tomato is like 8,000 naira. So it means that a time came to us in the country where we had shortage of food as a result of the fact that there was not enough data to make informed decision, to be able to predict that at this time there could be shortage of food. So it means that we could increase our what's this word now? Our ability to store food. Yes, to store food, so that at the time when there is shortage of food, the foods in our bank will be out. Professor, I want to say thank you very much. You don't know what you've done. What you've done is that you've opened the eyes of a lot of people to see the need for them to do data analysis, and not just do data analysis for their selfish interests, do data analysis and take it into an industry and solve problems. So I hope that people are seeing this. So I'm just going to take one question, because what you did today just blew me. If I'm left to talk, I will talk about it. So just one question. So please, who has a question before we move to our next speaker? Just one question. We have somebody who's raising his one question. Somebody.
Ololade is raising his hand.
Okay, Ololade. Okay, so please. Oh, Ololade is. Oh, okay, Ololade. All right. So Ololade, you can mute yourself and just ask. In a minute, please just ask your question.
Good evening, Prof.
Good evening, sir.
So I just want to add to what you've said, because I studied agronomy in the university. I went to University of Agriculture, Abeokuta.
Oh, great.
So I will say this like my forte. So, and what we were, as we were trained to go into the world and feed people. But what we noticed now is most of my colleagues are no longer interested in that because they've all left. We have, I can say, those who studied agromet in the bank, because there is no encouragement from the government. Because I was discussing with Mr. Emefiele yesterday, I ran for my dear life. Apart from the deforestation and the rest that are happening, what of the land grabbers? Because I ran for my dear life. If you see the number of guns I witnessed yesterday, I got to Lagos around to 10 in the evening. And what are the policies the government are putting in place? Wrong policies. Because let's call a spade a spade. I finished in 1999 from the university, served in the north. And what are they doing? Nothing. Obasanjo introduced some policies that was supposed to assist us in this country. What did we derive from that policy? Nothing. Because if, I don't know whether Prof can still remember, when they were saying we are going to use cassava flour to make bread.
10% for bread.
Even you can use more than 10%, because I worked in that field, and I worked with some companies. But you won't imagine what happened, because my family has been in food processing for a while before I ventured into it. But I was looking at a scenario where if you finished, if you produce, you have glut in the market, then how would you push it into the market? How would you take that glut away from the market? You process it. What is the government doing about it? Nothing.
Mr. Ololade.
Mr.
Well, I want to say that, I mean, if we let you be, you ask because you're a man of vast, if we let you be, you are. So, and your question, well, I really don't know if this is the right place. So I think maybe what we'll do is that maybe we'll ask Professor to drop his email address, because I know you're a data analyst and you are into the agricultural sector, and Daddy is a professor in agriculture. So maybe we'll just ask Daddy for his email address and then we'll connect you, because that your question might not be able to really answer. So I don't know if in 1 minute you can just give a tip, just because I mean, if we keep that question is so big, and if we say we should continue, we might not leave this place. Hello, sir. Hello, Prof.
I think his network is having the issue.
Okay.
So
maybe we'll just move to the next thing. Yes, okay, we can hear you. So that I just said maybe in 1 minute you can just make a comment about the statement.
Yes, I cannot agree less than what you're saying, that the problem of Nigeria is more than one-off thing that one person can just provide solutions to. Nigeria is not one country; it's a multi-country in one. So the problem is hydra-headed, and what we can do is, as individual, we try to take a bit of it and try to solve the problem. The insecurity now is a major problem. The issue of climate change is another major problem. The issue of policy somersault is another problem, like he mentioned. Our problem is not policy. Our problem is right implementation of the policies. Maybe I've dropped my email there. If there's anybody who cares, you can just chat me on that email. Or my number is also provided. You may wish to chat me so that we will not keep others waiting.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate that, sir. So Banji, are you there? Can we have the third speakers?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you, sir. So I want to say thank you once again to Professor. It's a wonderful one. And I hope that a lot of people are seeing the real thing about data analysis. So data analysis is not just an opportunity for you to come and flex your muscle that you know Power BI or you know SQL. It is an avenue for you to solve real life problems. So without wasting much of our time, we're going to move to the next speaker. We're going to move to Mr. Marvelous. He's a pharmacist. He's an independent machine learning researcher. And I must say, this man is loaded.